Good afternoon, everybody. Boy, is it a hot one. I got a phone call from my husband. I just came in from working in the garden. I didn't dig up. I planted one row of corn and beans. Uh, I put the corn in the middle and then 4 beans around it. So when it grows up, I can put my squash in there too. And it's called Three Sisters. Anyway, I was planting that, and I have one row I'm going to finish today. Maybe another row. I have room for it. And then tomorrow I'm going to till up the rest of the garden and plant the rest of that up with, maybe not plant it all, but at least till it all tomorrow. So I can finish up my Three Sisters. I want to have a lot of corn. Looks like a spider on the window, but I don't even want to, if it moves, then I'm going to push pause and kill it and then come back. But if it don't, then I'm not a spider fan. Neither am I a snake fan. I kill them if I see them. That's just me, if I'm able. If I can't, then I'll have somebody else get rid of it. Where was I at? I got squirrely there, and I saw that spider. But I guess it might not be a spider. But I was planting my Three Sisters, and I have one more row to finish after I finish the row that I'm on now. And I'm soaking the heck out of my green beans because they're going to die. And half of them probably already did die. But as long as I get some of them, it'll be okay. But then I'm going to plant some more in August for the fall, and hopefully those will be better. But they grow better in this cooler weather than it does in this heat. But I got my sweet potatoes planted yesterday, and surprisingly, some of them lived. And so I'm watering the heck out of them today as well. I already watered all of my tomatoes and tomatillos and pepper plants, and some of my squash and some of my beans and cucumbers. And the cucumbers on my porch, you'll see on Monday, I think they're gonna pass. They're dying. A few bugs were on them, but then they're just drying out in this heat. No matter how much water I put on them, they just dry. But I'm going to finish up that garden. I'm going to try to get the weeds out of the... I have some friends from the Mormon Church, Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that wants to do some service, and they volunteered to help me pull weeds. And I said, I have a garden that needs some help, and I have to do it all by myself, so I'd appreciate it, if you would do the help with me. I mean, if you could help me, because my potatoes need help, and maybe even my green beans. But we'll see. If they're supposed to come over Saturday, and if they allow me to do a video, I will do a video of us working in the garden. And if not, then you'll just see what happens after it's done. But on Monday, when I have my garden time. Anyway, the reason I got on here today is, my husband called me, and I just came in from break from monotony of the heat and getting my stuff planted so far, the whole row that I did. I come in, I was getting a drink of water, and then he calls me. I missed the phone call. I just saw a missed phone call, so I called back. Did somebody from this number call? I missed a phone call from this number. Anyway, yes. He says, well, are you hungry? I've been getting kind of hungry out here. Have you eaten? And I said, no, I'm hungry, So he goes, I was thinking about getting something to eat. Would you like to go get something to eat with me? Aww. He asked me out on a date. I said, yeah, sure. Where do you want to go? And he goes, someplace where it's air conditioned. I need to cool off for a while. And I said, that sounds good. Because, of course, we don't use the air conditioner here in our house. All we have is the fans right now, until we break down and turn it on. But we're just going to go fan. I think we're going to get 2 more box fans, one for the living room and one for the very back room, maybe one for the bathroom, if I can talk him into getting 3. And that way the air can just circulate, because we'll have one sucking and one blowing for different areas around the house, and just let it go. And hopefully it cools it off where we don't have to have the air conditioner on. It's probably going to cost just as much electricity running all those fans as it would be running the air conditioner. But at least we could have the fans open and windows open, and not have to have the cold air going out. It'd just be circulating the heat and air together. But my husband, so we went to Subway. My husband and I ate Subway and filled up on water while we were there. And he gave me, this is a lifesaver. My husband gave me this lifesaver. Ugh. I filled it with ice water too. Now that is a nice jug. I'll fill it up in the morning and it'll last me all day. What is it? Is it a gallon? Stain and odor resistant liner. That's Spanish. Water jug. Leak resistant spout. And screwed down lid. They don't say how much. It looks like at least a gallon. Don't you think that looks like a gallon? Looks like a gallon to me. That's a big one. Anyway, it's going to come in handy. The more water I drink, the better I feel. And then as soon as I start getting sweat running down and I have to take my shirt and wipe my face like I always do, time for another swig of water. So I'll take it out with me. Plant, 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 sweat, water. Plant, 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 sweat, water. Until I'm done. Until I get exhausted. Whichever. Yesterday I got exhausted. My eyes were starting to swell and I was like, I can't hold my eyes open. I'm just going to go sleep. That's not very good. Anyway, I was going in there and I planted yellow squash and zucchini squash in the same row. I planted the zucchini squash before the yellow squash, and yellow squash is already the size of my thumb. And so I said, well, I was looking on the zucchini squash trying to see if there's anything trying to poke up out of the ground, and I couldn't find anything anywhere. So I had to go buy me some more zucchini so I can plant it where the zucchini was at. Because I want some zucchini. I want some zucchini bread. I want some fried zucchini. And I want some zucchini all kinds of ways. And I want to freeze some too so I can have them later. But zucchini, the seeds that I did see in the garden were split in half and the inside was eaten out. Like a bird came up and found it and took what they wanted and left the shell. Well, that is not doing me any good in the garden with just the shell. So I'm going to replant my squash. And how I'm going to do it? This time I'm going to make a little ditch with my hoe. Just dig a hole real hard through the yard and just put them in it, cover it. And that way I can lay the water hose in that little ditch. And I'll know exactly where the seeds are going to be. And then I can keep the weeds out from wherever that ditch is not at. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Then I can lay that hose down inside that ditch, let it soak up the hole. Fill that hole up and let it soak those seeds. Put more dirt on it, you know, and then I know exactly where it's at because the ditch is there. And I think I'm going to have to replant my okra because I don't see it. And of course, it takes a lot of water to grow those okras and stuff. So I'm going to do the same thing with them. I'm going to put a big ditch where I want the seeds. Lay the seeds in there however far apart I want them. If I want them close together, I'll put them close together. If I want them far apart, I'll put them far apart. Whatever I want. And however God wants it to be is how it's going to be. No matter what anything else matters. Nothing else matters is what God wants. But I'm going to plant it. And how He wants it is how it's going to be. And if nothing comes up the second time, it was meant that I wasn't supposed to have it this year. Because I tried cucumbers 3 times last year. And nothing came up. At least this year it's growing. Whether it stays alive, it's up to me to keep it watered. And we haven't had any rain. I heard it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Then I heard on the weather, when I listened to it this morning, it's not going to rain until Sunday evening, 11 p.m. So I have to keep watering everything every day until then. So if I want it to live or even grow. So pray that we get rain soon because we haven't had rain in almost a month, and it's really hard when your ground is so dry and cracked. Probably lose a dime in there just walking by. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out there, bring my water with me, bring my zucchini seeds, get my ditch in there, plant my seeds, water the heck out of it, get my beans and corn finished planted, get my squash planted in there too, because that's supposed to help keep those raccoons out. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens together. I guess I'll let you go. Well, either my neighbor just got home. Is it 4:30? It's 4:43. My neighbor just got home from work on his motorcycle. He has 2 motorcycles, 2 trucks, and a really nice car. But yeah, he's got some vehicles. And I like that motorcycle. It sounds like a Harley, but I've never got close enough to know for sure, but I think it is. It might not be. Anyway, that has nothing to do with my channel. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Ta-ta.